Hey everyone, it's Gavin Pryor, and today we are going to be reading another Fandroid Creepypasta called Possession by Constellation Dragonho. And this was created on July 4th, 2018. I heard it's scary, but well, I haven't read this, so yeah, might as well just go ahead and do it right now, because why not? Alright, let's get on to reading with this. Here we go. It started out like a normal day. Melody was getting ready for a prank, while Fandroid the musical robot was finishing a new Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning video. Another good day, Fandroid said in a cheerful tone while stretching his arms. I'll edit it later, he said before heading down to the stage area in his room. Melody? The musical robot called, then started to wait for the pink robot to reply. She must be in an event somewhere, he thought. Then rolled onto his stage, but before he could even stop, a hole opened up in the stage floor and he fell in. Eee! A small pink robot chuckled. Melody, Fandroid called. That wasn't funny. He climbed out from the hole in the stage. You're right. It wasn't funny. It was hilarious, Melody chimed with a smug look on her screen. Fandroid just glared at the pink donut-shaped drum. Well, I might as well start editing that video, Fandroid said in an annoyed tone. Good luck, Melody said as she left the stage area. Later, he finally finished editing the new video. He let out a yawn and go up when a large bang came from the other room. What was that? He said, startled. Maybe another prank from Melody, he thought. Then opened the door to the hall. A cold breeze went by, making the robot shiver. Is the AC jammed? He thought, rolling down the hall. The bang was heard again, and he noticed it came from the basement. Oh my goodness, what is it? Huh? He said, looking down at the basement area. Melody, if you're in there, come out with your circuits up. If that's even possible, he yelled down, but his only reply was a gust of cold air. What if Melody isn't in the basement, he thought. Then, what is in the basement? Then he grabbed onto a rail and carefully went down. And why are there so many stairs? He thought before he hit the floor of the basement. Melody, he called again. Okay, stop playing around, he said with a bit of fear in his voice. As he walked around the basement, he saw nothing. Nothing here. That bang was probably a startled cat or something, he thought. He turned around and started heading back to the stairs when a wispy glow rushed past him. He turned around at an alarming rate and was face to face with a poltergeist. Oh my goodness. He's face to face with a poltergeist. Oh my goodness. Ugh! He yelped and fell back as the poltergeist floated above the scared robot. The poltergeist hovered, and Fandroid kept still as the poltergeist seemed to turn into a small ball of light and disappear. Fandroid slowly sat up with a scared look on his screen. Definitely not a prank, he said out loud. Then the light of the poltergeist hit him straight in his stereo chest. Fandroid didn't move at all, but after a few minutes he sat up again. His screen was completely different. His screen was red. It looked like oil was coming out of his eyes, and his claw morphed into what looked like a knife. He let out a demonic laugh, looked up at the stairs, and started rolling over to them. Oh no, the poltergeist! He possessed Fandroid. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Somebody better call an exorcist! Anyways, on to the creepypasta. Griff POV. He was having a game of checkers with Melody, but it wasn't that interesting due to the fact that Melody has no hands. She told Griff what piece she wanted to move, so he moved it for her. Melody, have you seen Fandroid? Griff asked, looking up from the board. Not after I pranked him, Melody said with a grin on her screen. Melody, you have to stop pranking everyone, Griff said, moving his piece. Karma could find you, Melody laughed. You believe in karma? That's just a little joke to make people behave, she said, still laughing as the door opened. They looked up to see a musical robot reeling in. Hey, Fandroid, Griff said with a grin, but Fandroid gave no reply. Melody gave a smug grin. You're still mad about earlier? Melody said, but Fandroid didn't look at them. Fandroid, come on, buddy, say something, Griff said, but then Fandroid looked at them with a red scream, startling the both of them. That isn't normal, Melody said in a panicked tone. Wait! Okay, nice prank, Fandroid, Melody said with a cheerful expression. You can stop now, Griff noticed something up with Fandroid's left claw. Melody? Griff said with a scared voice. Yes, she replied. Then Griff pointed at Fandroid's claw. It was a knife covered in oil and a foul red liquid. Blood. Get away from him! Griff ordered frantically. Now, just as Griff said that, Fandroid darted towards the helpless duo, readying his arrowhead claw to kill. Griff grabs Melody and speeds into the hall as fast as he could with Fandroid on her tail. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if they're going to survive, but my prediction is that they're probably going to. I don't know. Griff, what are you doing? Melody exclaimed. We have to evacuate the premises. Melody, immediately! Griff yelled as he stopped to pull the emergency alarm switch. All the lights turned red, and deafening sirens filled the building. I don't know what happened to Fandroid, but it wasn't good, and I'm certainly not gonna get close to him to find out. The two got to an elevator and went inside. As the door closed, Griff and Melody heard Fandroid banging on the door. Aw, what's wrong, Griff? The possessed robot laughed. Afraid of a little blood? Stay away from us, you tyrant, Griff retorted. Melody was absolutely terrified of what Fandroid was going to do. Griff finally gets the elevator working, and they go down. Ha! Run while you can, my little victims, but I will find you, Fandroid said. And when I do, I'll make sure to paint the walls red and black with your blood. That was the last thing Griff and Melody heard before they descended far enough. Melody POV. They were 5 levels underground when the door opened. She floated out of the elevator as Griff walked out with caution. Melody turned on a built-in flashlight as they walked around the dusty level. Hey, I think they'll be safe from the Fandroid who is possessed by the poltergeist, but oh my goodness, why is there mentions of blood? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I don't mind that, but it's okay. Looks like I could get the power back, Griff said. Why isn't there power down here? The pink drone said. But Griff just shrugged and looked behind him every 5 seconds. Found a power box, Griff said after a couple of minutes of looking. He started to work on the power box and tried to fix it, as the pink drone kept watch. Fandroid, Melody was getting lost in thought. Melody, Griff said, I think I know why there is no power down here. He was staring at the power box. Melody hovered over and saw that some of the wires were cut or destroyed completely. They both looked around in the dark, almost waiting for Fandroid to appear. Oh my gosh, someone cut the power box? Oh my gosh, this is completely scary. Well, it was dark. But whatever. We need to keep moving, Griff said before speed walking down a hall. Melody hovered after him, now noticing a glowing, wispy ball hovering down the other hall. It felt like they were walking in a labyrinth. They were silent the whole time. Griff, so about the karma you were talking about, Melody spoke up. I think you are right about it. Griff looked back at the mini robot and noticed that something was glowing behind them. Melody? Griff said with fear breaking into his voice. Yes, Griff, she replied before looking behind her and seeing a red glow. They both took off running down the hall as the red glow followed them. After running for what seemed like forever, they took a sharp turn into a doorway, then closed the door behind them, pushing against to make sure it didn't open. Oh man, what's going on? Griff, why don't you open the door for your good old pal? Fandroid's voice rang from across the door. What part of stay away do you not understand? Griff thought as he struggled to keep the door closed. You are not my pal, you monster, he then yelled. At least, not now you aren't. Oh, now that's just hurtful, Fandroid said, peering through the window on the door. Griff and Melody could see the evil in his eyes. Just for that, I'll wear your skin. Just as Fandroid said that, he was ramming himself into the door, trying to break it open. Griff and Melody tried to look for a way out, but couldn't. It was too dark, and the only way out would be the door that Fandroid was ramming into, though there was the one expectation of a single window. We're trapped! Dead! Done for! Melody screamed. It was then that Griff noticed the window. It was a perfect fit for Melody, but for Griff, he had no choice. Fandroid was breaking through the door and breaking through fast. Griff grabbed Melody, manages to open the window, and threw her out. Whoa! Oh my goodness, I think the window. This is kind of like a Shining reference. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen the film. I probably need to watch this right now.
What are you doing, Griff? You're going to get killed, Melody exclaimed.
Maybe, but you won't, Griff replied. I need you to go out and get some help. I'll do my best to stay alive. No, I won't leave you alone with him on the loose, Melody cried. I don't want you to die. Griff closes the window, then waited for his fate. Fandroid smashes the door open as soon as Griff closed the window, and the alarm stopped blaring. The robot seemed to be grinning as he came closer to his prey. Seems like the hunt has come to an end, Fandroid said, pointing his arrow hand at Griff. But where is Melody? Griff back into a corner. Let me guess. She went out that window, Fandroid said, his eyes glaring down at Griff. Well, one is enough for now, Fandroid grinned as he slashed his arrowhead claw down at Griff, cutting his arm and making a bad gash. Fandroid was about to finish off Griff, but before he could stab him, he stopped his arrowhead ready for slaughter. Griff opened his eyes, looked up at Fandroid, and saw that his screen was glitching, going from red to blue every millisecond. The screen turned blue for a few seconds, but with no face. Griff tried to move out of the way, but then Fandroid moved again. His screen had turned red, but still showed some type of kindness in his eyes. He wheeled out, and the door locked behind him, leaving Griff alone and covered in wounds. Melody POV. She hovered around the forest, thinking about how Griff saved her. Griff, you better try and stay alive till I get back, she thought as she looked back. Even if you are still alive, she hovered through the desert and found a small town by nightfall. I need to find a place to rest, Melody said out loud before hearing the sound of singing. The tone sounded cheerful and robotic, and she could barely make out the lyrics. Tricked by easy riches, now I'm picking up fights with monsters 20 times my size, the lyrics sung. Oh snap, she heard two people saying with the music. It was a girl and a boy. Both seemed to be happy, singing a lot with the song. Hey, I know what the lyrics are. They're from the song, You Signed a Contract by Fandroid. Man, I really like the new record label, Fandroid Music Group. Oh my gosh. Really can't believe I listened to that. Oh my gosh. Fandroid? Melody said, hovering up to the window, seeing the screen. The two people stopped singing and stopped the music soon after the drone said something. Did you hear that? The boy said. I heard too, Corey, the girl said, looking around the room. Melody bangs on the window, trying to get the two's attention, and eventually it worked. Kara, is that Melody? Corey said, opening the window. It looks like it, Kara replied. Melody flew into the room in a panicked manner. I can't believe it. It's the real Melody. Please help. Fandroid's gone crazy. He's probably got Griff. He's killing everyone, Melody screamed. Corey and Kara backed away. They were surprised at the drone's cries for help. Melody, slow down, Kara said. Start from the top. What happened to Fandroid? Well, Melody started. I don't know how it happened, but Fandroid's gone insane. I got it okay, but Griff, he's still inside Ad Hoc. Melody started to cry. Corey and Kara felt bad for her and Fandroid. You know, Corey said, we might know what's going on. We studied in the arts of exorcism. Fandroid might be possessed by an angry spirit. Melody stopped crying and looked at Corey confused. How is that possible? Melody asked. Well, we're not sure, Corey continued, but we'll have to get to Ad Hoc to find out. Wait, we're actually going to Ad Hoc? Kara exclaimed with joy. I've always dreamed of this moment. Well, we're not going to sightsee, Corey said. We're just gonna see if we can help Fandroid. Melody, can you take us to Ad Hoc? Melody was scared at the thought of going back to Ad Hoc after what Fandroid had done. But she put on a brave face anyway. Okay, follow me, she said as she led Corey and Kara in the direction of the Ad Hoc facility. Meanwhile, back at Ad Hoc, Griff was trying to tend to his wounds with some bandages he found in the closet. The blood was still seeping out of the bandages, even with all the wraps around the wound. Griff sighed. Now I just gotta get out of here while I still can, he said as he got up. He went over to the door. It was locked. Dang it, Griff said under his breath. Fandroid must have locked me in here. Now how am I going to get out of here? He looked around for another exit. As he looked up, he saw an air duct. He sighed of relief and quietly tried to unfasten the vent door. Crud! The screws are on too tight, Griff exclaimed. Maybe there's a screwdriver somewhere. Or something I can use to unfasten the screws. He looked around. Nothing. All he could find was a broken wine bottle. What the heck am I going to do with this? He thought, but then realized he could use it as a self-defense if Fandroid comes back. Guess I'm waiting again. Maybe I can escape this way, Griff said as he waited for Fandroid to return. Back with Melody and her new acquaintances, Corey was slightly terrified while Kara seemed joyful at the moment as they walked through a desert with Melody. It can't be that bad, Kara said, noticing how scared he was. If a spirit is doing this to Fandroid, we got it. Melody didn't talk much as they walked, but her screen changed from different expressions as they neared their destination. We're here, Melody stated, as they saw a large building with barely any windows. It was quiet and creepy. Corey and Kara shivered as the cold air blew past them. How do we get in? Kara asked, pushing against the door. I wouldn't want to open the door, Corey said, with a concerned look on his face. We wouldn't want Fandroid to get out before we get to him. Kara backed away from the door and looked at Melody. Melody, do you know how to get in? Kara asked. Melody pondered for a short moment. Maybe the ventilation systems, the drone said. The three looked around the Ad Hoc facility for a reachable vent. Found it, Corey yelled, and a few moments later, Kara and Melody followed suit. Stay close and don't wander off, Melody told the two, and floated into the vent. Let's do this, Kara said, and followed after the pink drone. Soon, Corey followed. The vent was dusty and dark, but it was easy to navigate for Melody. The other two were a different story. Crawled through the vents for 15 minutes before finding a way out of the vent, but they had to drop down from the ceiling. Oh gosh, that, pretty high, Corey quietly exclaimed. He was afraid of breaking his legs from the fall. Melody exited the vent shaft first, then Kara, then Corey. They looked around the room. Melody thought about where they were. I think we're in one of the storage rooms, though. I don't know which one, she said. Maybe storage 6? Or was it 8? No, 8 had a spare business bot. Well, whichever room we're in, we should be able to find out where Fandroid is, Kara added, and where Griff is too. But as they were looking for the exit, they heard the whirring of a wheel speeding towards the door and stopped by it. "Oh no," Melody said. "I think he found us." The end. What? The story left us with a cliffhanger. Oh my goodness. It left us with a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there is apparently a cliffhanger in this story. But hey, I don't know how this is going to continue or not, but if this does, I'll probably read it. So thank you so much for watching this video. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and ring the bell for more videos. Follow me on social media. Check out my DeviantArt profile, LegoFan2012, and check out my website, againstblog.weebly.com. I'll see you all in the next video, and I will catch you on the flip side.